Pull the plug 14. Let's fucking get it.
Hello.
Yo, what's good, brother?
Yo, what's up, my man?
Sorry about the hold up, man. I was for some reason my interface likes to act weird, so I'm like trying. It's like showing that I'm talking at some points, and then it like wasn't coming through on the YouTube. So I'm like, all right, and that's why I always do a quick test stream to make sure it's working because it likes to mess around with me a little bit. But
Yeah,
but we
yeah,
good. We good. I'm gonna live right now. Okay, but
yeah. I definitely want to let you know that I definitely got to run by 12 though. But I wanted to hang out with you. That's why
okay,
I was
yeah,
hoping to
yeah.
get on by
It
11.
should be pretty
But
swift, man. I think more or less. Um. Yeah, it'll be pretty swift. I mean, it more or less usually takes about 30 minutes at the most anyway. So give me like two
all right, no
seconds.
problem.
I'm gonna get it switched over, and we'll be rocking and rolling here.
No problem.
It's okay. Okay, let's do this. All right. All right, we're clicked over. All right. Pull the plug 14. We are here. Your boy Absurd with my boy ARP from RBE. Obviously, mega things going on with them this year. What's popping with you, brother?
Yo, what's good, homie? Same shit, different day, man. RBE's in the building, counting down to this August 18th mega event, one of the biggest events in battle rap history ever.
Ever,
Talk to
ever,
me, my man. We hanging out, man.
ever.
Countdown mode. What's up?
Nah, it's definitely one of the biggest events ever, man. That's mainly why I wanted to chop it up with you. I noticed that usually, I was telling this to somebody the other day. Usually, when people do, when you do announcements, it's just kind of on your channel, which is cool because you guys have a big outlet. But I noticed that I haven't seen like a whole lot of interviews with you, and so I was like, man, I just want to get up and chop it up with them for a few minutes, just get an understanding for RBE and see what they're doing with this. Obviously, this year you guys have the big event coming up in August, so I definitely want to chop it up with you about that if that's possible.
Absolutely, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. There's a lot
Okay.
going on.
Yeah,
Let's chop it up.
let's talk about Let's talk about Mook and Aver, man. I mean, realistically, that was definitely an epic. At this point, when you announce this battle is happening, everyone's going bananas, man. How are you guys feeling this year about this whole event, and how did it come to light?
It's been great, man. Actually, I don't remember the last time I've seen a single announcement grab the entire battle rap game for that long. Like we announced Mook, and I think he held like he was just the top discussion. Everybody was discussing every blog, all the media, all the fans. He had all the attention, all the light. So it felt like a month and a half minimum. It was crazy. It was crazy, but at the same time, a lot of us give him credit for being the biggest name in battle rap.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
with him being away for 4 years, it just shows how much the game was interested and ready to see him come back, and it just kicked up so much dust and so much talk, and now we're just leading that all into one of the biggest cards ever. So, we're enjoying it.
you
We're
guys
enjoying
haven't
it.
even announced them all yet, and there's four battles announced. You guys just announced Pat Stay. You announced that he was facing Danny Myers, which is a great battle.
Thank you. Thank
Super
you. Thank
super aggressive. Let's how did King Los and how did King Los get jumped back into the mix? I mean, that's something that I know that him and Daylight is obviously going to be next level as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, how crazy was it to get him to be involved as well? Because at this point you already had Mook. You're like, all
you.
right, well, how do I top the stands from this?
Yeah, I mean, there was actually so many options and so many. I shouldn't even. The word option sounds wrong because I don't want to discredit anybody else that's
Absolutely.
on the card after we lock in Mook and Verb. I more so there was so many ideas in the head in our head of just making it major. You know what I'm saying? King
Yeah.
Los was an idea. Um, there's some other big name guys in battle rap. I don't feel like throwing it out there too much because there's a lot of hints that we're putting out there, and
Yeah. I
I
agree
don't want
with
to
you
ruin
there.
any surprises, whether it's this card or the card after. So I don't want to ruin any upcoming surprises. But we had a lot of major ideas, and King Los is a guy that we had a small rapport with. I touched base with him for several cards prior. And this time around, like when I hit him up, I told him like, man, like we want you to be a part of this event. Like we locked in Murda Mook versus Aver. This is Murda Mook's return to battle rap after 4 years. this is going to be an event that people all across, I mean, people all around the world already watch RBE. Salute to all our fans and our subscribers and our supporters. But this is even that at a higher level, like celebrities and fans that don't watch year round the battle rap and the eyes on this. And, I let them know, like, this situation right here, I need somebody like you that's going to come in here and really bring that level of lyricism to add like more texture and more diversity to the card.
To
And
really rap, yeah, yeah, because you're definitely going to
yeah,
be totally different.
exactly. Because when you think about it, I mean, like you said, we only got 4 battles announced, and when you got the Mook and the Verb, there's all this legacy debate. There's this Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore debate. There's what's going to happen after. Will this change the landscape for the battlers as far as people getting big paydays or who's
yeah.
at the
Verb,
top
Verb
and
ain't no slacker either. He ain't gonna be Iron
yeah,
Solomon over there. You know what I mean? Mook's gonna
yeah.
have a, it's gonna have an interesting battle with him. I think overall.
Yeah, yeah. So that the whole storyline of Mook and Verb right now, it took on a form of its own. So King Los and Daylight adds, a whole different dimension to the card. So when we're in that building and when everybody's tuned in on the live stream, when we get up to King Los and Daylight, people know like this is a lyrical battle right here. Like let's pay attention. Like let's see what the hell they're gonna say that's enough. Also, I think there's a lot of curiosity of King Los coming, from the industry into pure battle
Yeah,
rap
how
like
is
this
he gonna
because
be? How's he gonna transition? I
yeah, yeah.
definitely think he's gonna do light years better than Joe Budden, but I mean, we'll,
Well,
well,
honestly, I think King Los is in a position to be able to say that he's going to have the best performance of all industry guys that cross back over. Because when you
fire.
think about it, Cassidy was pretty solid.
Yeah,
Cassidy was pretty solid. I'm not super impressed by
I was,
Cassidy,
yeah,
but I think
no,
he was
no.
solid.
The thing about it is that, and as much as you want to respect like a dated style, man, you listen to it, and you're like, dog, do you realize there's dudes from high school that rap more intellectual than you at this
He
point?
he
Like,
definitely he definitely had a very old school sound to him, a
yeah,
little bit of
yeah,
an ABC 1 2 3 type of punchline setup. But that's what I'm saying. Like Cannabis was horrible. Joe Button was
ooh,
horrible. He sounded like he was on music.
yeah.
Pedro and Keith Murray was a mockery.
Oh yeah, that
It's
was
like
ridiculous. Most definitely. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I hear
yeah.
you. I
So
hear you.
he's in a position to have the best cross back into pure battle rap from all industry artists. On August 18th. I like him in that position. I
And
like RBG
and
in that
Day's a
position.
great match. It really, I mean, Day overall, I think when he takes this type of shit seriously, he comes through him, and he's always performed really well on RBE. Uh,
Yeah. Has
like,
our best battle.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, I think that and I think Dave's transition to music is really well too. So I think this is a great outlook for him because his music isn't that bad, bro. It's really good, and he does have some other verses that have come out surfaced recently through Team Backpacks and stuff that I thought personally were tight. I was like, dog, why are you not making more music? So this is a great chance for him to show, all right, the King Los is an industry guy, he can come through and do the same thing that battlers can do, and then the battler can do the same thing the industry guy can do, and it's
Yeah.
a perfect conceit match as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
It has so
perfect,
much potential behind it.
perfect style matchup. And Daylight being a pure artist and a pure lyricist like that, we don't expect anything less from him. Like when we set that matchup up, it was for a reason. So, that has a lot of classic potential. It's just another one of those crazy matchups that people's going to get to witness on August 18th.
Okay, okay. What Iron Solomon and Big K, which is something
Yes,
potentially I think
sir.
people are have been going off on for a while. They definitely have suggested it. I know that I don't know if Iron had mentioned it like a while back, but he definitely said I thought he said he wanted to battle K at one point. I noticed we've seen a kind of a hiatus from K other than battling on your league this year. So it was just super exciting to see it. This is definitely a match that I'm interested in. I'm a huge K fan.
Yeah, the thing about K actually slowed down a little bit this year, you know what I'm saying? And that's for him to speak to, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has regular life outside of
Yeah.
battle rapping, but he definitely took his foot off the gas. Like everybody had him top 10 list for battlers of the year in 2017. He was on that list and he was proving it. He had like the JC battle. He had what else did he have in he had damn, 2017, I felt he had the old red battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was going crazy. He was all over the place in 2017. But this year he slowed down a little bit, and I actually like that. I like the fact that we're not really seeing him too much, and then here we go with one of the biggest events ever in battle
Yeah.
rap history, and there goes Big K. with somebody that's got all this momentum behind him, which is Iron Solomon, a true bona fide legend in this game himself, making his RBE debut. And I'm even seeing that Big K is an underdog right now, which I think is great for him. I think it's great for the matchup. I think it keeps pressure on Iron Solomon. I mean, this matchup is one of those, like you said, it's something that I'm curious why it never
To go
happened.
back and yeah, to see how it
Yeah, I'm
builds
curious
up and
why it
shit.
never happened. That matchup has just been sitting there forever. But now it's put together. It's locked in. These guys know what they're coming to do. They got the world watching, and it's another one for August 18th. It's another one.
Okay, okay. And so obviously Pat Stay and Danny Myers has been announced. Another really great Pat battling anywhere at this point sounds great, and he did really great battling with you guys before. Has so much. It's kind of like it's not necessarily he's taking kind of a break too, obviously. But where do you go from when you battle just about everybody? So when you make a jump towards this with Danny Myers, probably wouldn't normally be a match he would face off with. So I thought it was definitely outside the box, and I think that it's definitely going to be a great style clash overall, back and forth.
And I think that's a great transition now for Pat because he's dominated. Like for example, the Don't Flops and the King of the Dots. He's dominated those platforms. He's been the king over there for so many years. Or one of the kings over there for so many years. He's headlined every time he's touched the stage on those events, from the Daylight battles to the Big K battles to the Calico battles over there. Like he's always headlined. Like Disaster. Then he beat Disaster for the chain in a judge battle.
Yeah, yeah,
That
he
was a
sure
huge.
did.
I was standing on the stage for that battle. Like that was an epic moment. And big shout out to Don't Flop and King of the Dot and all the platforms he's been dominating. And Pat Stay is a guy that we're proud that we started getting over to New York because battle rap is battle rap. There's a shitload of fans in Toronto, Cali, York, Chicago, the South, Atlanta, everywhere. There's fans of this culture everywhere. But we all know that New York is one of battle rap and one of hip hop, if not hip hop, biggest market. You know what I'm saying? So to
Yeah,
get Pat Stay,
there is definitely a huge market there, and if you battle, I mean, I'm from Cali, obviously, knowing that I love the Cali scene, but most of the time, those big events that go on in New York or that look that you get in New York, it transitions over to all through the states, through the world, so it definitely has a big effect, and
and
especially,
it's also
it
something for your resume because think about it like this:
absolutely,
Pat Stay being the legend that he is in battle rap, and to go all of these years and never get an opportunity to battle in the mecca of hip hop, which
yeah,
is
you
New
going to New
York.
York and battling and not being from there is already pretty epic on its own, So it has such
Exactly.
a big thing, As a catalog person, you definitely want to collect a New York stamp for sure.
Exactly. So
Hopefully
yeah, like you
multiple
said, it's
times,
gonna
you know
come
what I
back.
mean?
Well, for Pat, that's a reality now. This is his second
Yeah.
battle back to back. He had a great performance versus Verb. We appreciated him coming in there, bring his A game, and really putting on for the New York and RDE fans. And it was only right that we brought him right back on the next card, our biggest event ever, one of the biggest events ever. And Pat Stay is right there. So, we're proud to have him back. And big shout out to Danny Myers as well, because Danny hasn't been on our platform since his classic Chilla Jones matchup.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was gonna say. It's
yeah,
been a
so,
while.
yeah. It's been a long time. I promise you though, listen, big shout out to Danny, man, but that's not RBE's fault. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not RBE's fault that Danny hasn't been on RB. I see a lot of fans saying, where the hell has Danny Myers been as far as Verb Entertainment? We've always respected him as a battler. We always thought he was one of the top battlers in the game, one of the most consistent battlers ever, up there with guys like Tay Rock and JC when it comes to consistency.
Okay.
Just round for round.
Yeah.
You gotta put him in that type of bracket. So getting him in front of Pat, it shows the level of respect that we have for Danny Myers, and bringing Pat back on our biggest event ever, back to back. It shows the respect we have for him.
Vice
And I
versa.
love the fact that the fans, yeah, and I love the fact that the fans really are digging this matchup. And it's a proud thing too. Like I said, we're getting Danny back, and also when you look at the card, it's like Pat Stay, as big as he is, he's in the middle of the card. That's how big this card is. Like normally he's a
Yeah.
headline on anything he touches. So it's like this card is so epic that Pat Stay is in the middle of the card. That's crazy. That is crazy. So like we're all working together here to put together a monumental moment in
to
battle
make
rap
to make
history for
battle rap
everybody.
understand that there's still so many talented people, and when you really and
Yeah,
there's still matches that people haven't even thought of or grasped like, or that
Absolutely.
could be possible. You know, that could be actually.
Absolutely.
It comes down to, and now, so I got a quick question. The blackout photos on the flyer, are they the
Yeah.
actual battlers, or are they just random blackout photos?
I think at this point, fans have figured out that a lot of those were to misdirect.
Fair, yeah. I'm looking at the third one down on the right side. It definitely looks like Corey Sharon. No,
Yeah,
but
and it was great when we started. Fans were going crazy, putting together the card and putting the real faces over and taking those pictures from some of our old flyers and some other flyers from other platforms. It was great. It was a lot of fun that the fans were having, and we enjoyed that as well. And we had to keep somewhat of a mystery. If we put out 100%, silhouette for silhouette of the card, then the whole world would have the
fools are
whole
gonna find
card
out
and be
quick.
there.
They're pretty swift about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of
So
shit.
we had to make it a little bit fun and kind of change it up a little bit. Like I've
Yeah.
never seen a flyer in battles released like that before. So it was a little fun and salute to all the fans and the supporters that were chiming in. We had a lot of fun with that.
Okay. Okay. What do you think? How do you guys feel like your guys' events? I've never been to either one of the events, the Smack events. Do you guys feel like you guys are in competition with Smack because you guys are in New York? Is it? I'm not 100% sure how the scene is directly out there, which is why I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious.
We're in competition indirectly.
Fair.
And here's the difference. Directly is like purposeful attempts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I wake up in the morning and I say, how do I one up URL? Then I am directly attempting to compete with them. And that's in our power. That's in our means. At the end of the day, we're very confident people. We stand on our product. We stand on our company. We stand on our platform. It's all entertainment for the fans. They get to sit back and enjoy it and pop their popcorn. You know what I'm saying? But for us, that's our definition of directly competing.
Okay.
We've never been that company, that has been our personality, our character since day one. We've always supported every platform. I still support URL. I enjoy a lot of the stuff that they do, but there also is just by nature of Rare Breed Entertainment growing a bigger fan base and a bigger following from the battlers, the artists that we work with, all the way to the fans that tweet us from around the world, places like London and South Africa, and I mean we have fans everywhere. Oxymoron's always tweeting us from Russia. It's great. You know what I'm saying? So that creates just by nature of you guys having the same type of content or the same type of company, which is based around battle rap. That creates a lot of indirect competition. Now, of course, the owners behind the scenes and some of the hanger-ons and sometimes even the fans that just pick sides out of their own personal preference or whether they're just fueling the entertainment you know that creates competition as well. And we accept a
Yeah.
lot of that. We have fun with a lot of that. We use some of that. As men we try to set certain lines and certain standards of respect. You know what I'm saying? But past that, there's always going to be levels of direct and indirect competition in any field, in any industry. Battle rap is an industry. It's a small industry, but it's still an industry. So as long as there's certain lines of respect that's kept, it'll be fair game for the most part of some levels of competition. And at the end of the day, as long as the fans win, then nobody can really complain from the URL side or from
Yeah.
the RDE side.
They get a
So
chance to enjoy it either way. Then at least the
yeah,
fans got to
and, I,
get.
and I, I'll tell you right now. Like for example, there's an indirect competition that's happening on social media, uh, and I believe that it deserves to be there, which is the Rare Breeds card versus the Summer Madness card.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and that's coming up. Everybody knows that Summer Madness is in August. Everybody knows that Rare Breeds card is August 18th, headlining with Murda Mook and Verb. So I love that discussion. I think it's deservingly so. I think it should be there. I want to know who's going to have the better card on paper leading in. I have no problem with the fans saying that RBE has the better card leading in. I have no problem with the fans saying that URL has the better card leading
Yeah, I mean, you guys still
in.
have 4 battles to announce too.
Exactly. But past that, I'm also very curious of the outcome
Yeah.
of who has the better event and card when it's all said and done. When
Okay.
when when Summer Madness is over and when Rare Breeds is over on August 18th, I'm very curious to see if the card that we put together produced better material, better rounds, better content, better matchups than Summer Madness. I'm very curious to see that. And I want people to weigh in. I want people's opinions going in. I definitely want people to let us know what they think about the Rare Breeds card versus the Summer Madness card coming out.
I'm
I
looking
want to
forward
know
to it.
that. That's a conversation that I'm really, really looking
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
to.
I'm
And
kind
we're
of
gonna
curious
stand
about
behind
what like the difference in battles, and then what the
it.
quality end up being in the turnout. You
Yeah,
know, like
exactly.
what they
You got to understand. I feel like RBE is a little bit more left field and innovative over like the last 4 years than most platforms. And shout out to all the platforms. Everybody has their strengths. There's a lot of people that kill shit, and even us. You know, we're just a small company. We're a small platform, humble. You know, we don't sell a lot of tickets. We don't put up millions of views, but we in here and we do our thing and we add to the culture in a great way. You know, we're confident in what we do and nobody could ever take that from us.
we make this shit
So
make sense.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
nah,
And we're calculated. Our job is to work smarter, not harder. So when we put together, a matchup collective like Rare Breeds going down on August 18th, we're confident to stand in front of that and say, this is what we spent our money, our time, and our effort towards putting together, and we're willing to put it up against other people's product. So once again, I'm curious to see the outcome of that going in and on the way out of what the fans think. So Rare Breeds versus the Summer Madness card. Let's do it. I want to know
talk
who's going to have
that shit, bro.
the better turnout. I want to know who's going to have the better turnout of these battles. Who's going to have the more epic battles?
I fucks with it. I fucks with it. Quick question. I asked this on the last show to
Yes, sir.
Malathon. I was just curious. Who's a battler you would want to get on your event, and maybe not on this event, obviously, but on an event in the future, whether it's a battler or an artist, who's somebody that you generally think that would be fire? I know this might be giving up a little too much, but I'm just really curious people's opinions, because everyone has such a strong opinion on who they think would be tight, whether they transferred over to battling or just hasn't done one in a while.
From people that we kind of are very familiar with and see close to the culture. We're seeing them more frequently these days anyway. That's in front of everybody's heads. It would probably be Hollow, definitely Lux,
Hmm.
maybe Surf, Tay Rock, um, some of those guys.
Okay.
I think there's some epic matchups out there waiting to happen that are not being discussed. Some are, some aren't.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
on top
fair.
of that, those guys, they have very strong resumes and they've earned a strong position in this game. And there's a lot of money to make, on these different platforms, including Rare Breed Entertainment. So I think we should all get together because that's what we're here for, and make some money. If we all
Collectively, yeah,
hustlers,
that's what
yeah,
we
if
want to
we
do
all
here.
hustlers looking to make money, let's get together and let's give the fans what they want. Let's make some money. RBE make
Okay.
some money. The battlers make some money. Let's do it. I don't know if people are being told otherwise, but you gotta ask yourself what you're really here for. I don't think any of these battlers would be battling for free. That means that money is a big part of the equation. So if we're all here to do business, then let's do business.
Let's talk money
And
and let's get it out of the way so we can
yeah,
get to this rap
e-
shit.
exactly. And give the fans what
Give
they
the
want.
fans
And give
what
the
they
fans
want. You know what I
and
mean?
everybody continue to expand their careers and expand the amount of money and the total amount of money that they make year to year. You know what I'm saying? If you made $50,000 last year, then let's put you in situations to make $100,000 in 2019.
Fire
You know what I'm
talk.
saying? Like why not? That's what I do in my life. I don't know about everybody else, but
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We try.
those
We
are
try to
those are some of
double up
those
every
guys.
year.
Yeah, as far as outside of the game, I think one of the top guys that I would love to see come inside is one of my favorite artists, Royce 5'9".
Oh my god.
I would
Please.
love to see Royce 5'9" in
Yeah,
the ring. I would love
definitely
to see him
top
battle.
five for me right now, bro. That
Yeah,
dude's the
it's one of
Layers
my favorite
project and
rappers.
Book of Ryan. I mean, we don't even need to discuss Prime. Just those two last projects have been so epic to me that I'm like, yo, we working. Yeah, Royce.
Real quick personal preference just between me and you.
Yeah,
I love the book and I love the prime. I still take Bar Exam 4 as my
fair.
top
That one was really
worst
good.
release recently. I still take Bar Exam 4 as my last one that's at number one right now for him.
Okay. All right. I like it, man. I like it.
Gotta
That's
say,
beautiful. Where do you
yeah.
quick one more question and I'm gonna let you go, man. Where do you see Rare Breed this time next year?
In a similar position, but probably just continue to increase our following. We've created since day one the model brick by brick for a reason. And I've been speaking a little bit more about some of the details of Verb Entertainment. I've been a little bit more vocal with the fans lately, especially because we have such a big event come up. But I'm normally a very laid back and quiet person. But I continue to tell the fans that RBE is operating at 25%. And when I say that, it's just a humble fact that the three main people behind RBE are so invested in other things outside of battle rap that we don't have the time or the opportunity to really put Urban Entertainment full throttle. So we're going to continue to allow the platform to grow organically the way that it is because once again, if you don't have the time to go full throttle, then we don't mind letting RBE build the way it's been building since we announced it in 2013. It's
Yeah.
obviously brought us to a moment like today where we can bring back the biggest battle rapper ever towards the end of 2018. So we have no problem with what we've built so far. Doesn't mean that we can't step up the pace when it's time. We can go full throttle, but we're just enjoying what we're doing so far. So if we're in a similar position next year that we're in right now, that's a win for us because once again, Verb Entertainment is not our top priority. It's just not possible without what we got going on outside of battle rap.
Everything else.
So
Okay, fair enough,
humbly,
man.
humbly speaking, man, as long as we're doing our thing and the fans are still getting great content and great entertainment from us in 2019, then that's just another win for us. We're good with that.
Bruh, I mean, it comes down to it. You guys have built a great brand, and at 25%, a lot of you leagues need to step it up because my boy is bodying it. But
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that,
but
man.
hey, man, before we go, let them know where to find you guys at, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, before you find me, find your access and go get your live stream to the Rare Breeds event going down August 18th, headlined by the return of the biggest battler of the game in the game, Murda Mook versus the Midwest legend Verb is going down August 18th. We also got King Los coming out of the industry, stepping into battle rap, taking on one of the deadliest pens in the game. Daylight, you got Iron Solomon, legend versus Big K, recently announced Pat Stay versus Danny Myers, and four more announcements on the way. If you want to keep in tune with the announcements, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter at it's ARP, ITSARP on both IG and Twitter, and go to Rare Breed ENT, RAREBREEDSENT.com to get your live stream access for August 18th to watch the live pay-per-view, get the pre-sale that's on sale right now, and also see all the most recent updates as far as releases, trailers. There's a shitload of things that's coming. Keep an eye on the channel if you're subscribed. We got face-offs coming, we got blogs coming, we got battles coming, we got trailers coming, we got announcements coming.
Talk.
That's basically everything, man. Just stay in tune. RBE is the movement. August 18th is the date. We're gonna see y'all soon.
Make sure to get that pay-per-view. Hey, man, I appreciate the interview. We'll talk to you very soon.
Likewise, my man. Appreciate you always.
Hey, man, be blessed. Peace.
Like.
All right, y'all. Pull the plug. 14. ARP. ARP. I'm not mad. It was a great card. I really wanted to talk about the card with him. I didn't want to go too crazy on it. And I ended up catching him a little later than I wanted. But at the same time, it worked out. Yeah, stay tuned. Live stream soon enough again. I hope everyone is having a blessed day.